And we start with news just in from Syria, where a series of explosions have shaken Damascus. Eyewitnesses report enormous damage and several bodies at the site of the strongest blast, which also damaged the Russian embassy in downtown Damascus. Let's go live now to RT's Middle East correspondent Paula Sleer for more on this. Paula, what else is known about these blasts?
Well, what we can tell you is that a car bomb has exploded near the headquarters of the ruling Ba'ath Party in central Damascus. It happened in front of a barrier where regular troops are stationed. This is also not far from the Russian embassy. According to eyewitnesses, there was gunfire after the blast that seemed to come from the vicinity of the Russian embassy compound and the building there. Now, both government and opposition forces are confirming that this blast in fact did take place, but we are hearing from opposition fighters and opposition sources and activists that there were at least two other simultaneous explosions. We have no independent confirmation of this at this stage. State media is reporting that there have been many casualties. They are calling it a suicide bombing that was carried out, to quote, by terrorists battling the Syrian President Bashar Assad. Now, there seems to have been a large number of children among the wounded, and this is largely because it happened near a school. Syrian television is broadcasting footage of at least 4 bodies that have been thrown along a main street, and also footage of firefighters that are dousing dozens of burning vehicles that were in the vicinity. There is huge plumes of black smoke that is billowing over the area. The latest information we have from the opposition is that 20 people have been killed. As I mentioned earlier, we are being told that this is a blast that has killed many, many people.
And Paula, yet more worrying developments that the conflict might be spilling across the border. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
We are receiving indications that this conflict is likely and in fact is already spilling across the border. Today, Thursday, is the expiry date of a 48-hour deadline that was issued by Syrian rebels to the Lebanese political party Hezbollah. Now, the ultimatum says that Hezbollah needs to stop shelling free Syrian army-controlled areas, or otherwise it will retaliate. It follows several days of clashes between Syrian rebels and Hezbollah militants near the Lebanese border. So far, Hezbollah has not officially responded to this threat, but the rebels certainly are taking on a very powerful enemy in issuing such an ultimatum to Hezbollah. It is a group that is supported and backed by Iran. I'll remind you that back in 2006, there was the Hezbollah-Israel war that, by all accounts, Hezbollah won. It certainly has broad regional implications that we're now seeing this kind of conflict between two warring factions on either side of the border. And at the same time, if indeed the ultimatum passes today and there is no response, it also seems to present a scenario in which you have the Syrian rebels giving a lot of hard and war talk, but actually not following it up with much action on the ground. So they'll be hard-pressed to make good on their threats.
OK, Paula Sleer, for now, thank you for that update.